And what are we talking about?
Ella. Hi.
Hi.
The band's
Guess where we are.
The band's back together.
The band is back together.
We actually had dinner at Mom's house last night. We haven't started the podcast yet. But
okay.
We had dinner at Mom's house last night.
We did. It was
It
wonderful.
was really nice. No cameras.
No.
Sounds like a reality. No cameras, just us as family. It was really
Sounds
nice.
so Kardashian.
I
right?
know, no
Are
cameras.
they still on?
What?
Kardashians?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're back together.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was nice.
Picked up subs from our favorite place and the only kind of pizza that exists to Ella of Little Caesars, other than our homemade pizza. That's it.
She likes other pizza. She'll eat any pizza. But
she
that's
lights
her
up.
favorite.
Yeah, she lights up
That's
on
her
that one.
fave. So it was really nice. And social distancing is still a thing, but we're going to be seeing family now, so it's super exciting.
Right. Yeah, the state of emergency
Stay-at-home order.
stay-at-home
is lifted.
is lifted or just didn't, it expired. you
Yeah.
know. So now, depending on what each person feels comfortable with is what they do. I mean, there's restrictions on how many people can be in restaurants and stuff like that, but we're not big restaurant people anyway, so that, really.
We're still not grocery shopping.
No,
we're still not
we're
going
saving money
places.
doing that
Us
anyway.
too, yeah.
And, when the gyms and the salons open, I was looking pretty gray this morning.
I like it.
I kind of like it too, but.
Makes you look distinguished.
Dr. Jill.
All right, you ready to do this?
Let's do it. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
And doing it well.
Oh,
Doing
look
it,
at
doing it
you.
well.
John would be so proud. He
I don't
loves
even know who that is.
Hello, friends.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to another episode of Love This For Us.
So good to be back together.
It's weird.
Kind of missed being creative.
A little bit.
And I missed this time with us.
I know.
We sit close.
We rub knees. It's all very...
And eyeball to eyeball. No, it's nice.
It is nice.
Yeah, you as a mother understand that.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I missed you.
Missed you too.
We saw each other, obviously, but it was from a distance, so it was different. It was just
Yeah.
a different relationship the last month for everybody. So it was nice to get together last night. And so a lot has happened this month, but also not a lot. It goes both ways.
Isn't that the truth?
Isn't it the truth? How you doing, champ? How you holding up?
I'm getting there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've had a lot of questions about you. You were always like, how's mom? How's mom? Mom works still. So you guys work from home. So it kind of didn't.
That part of it didn't change, but my workload went sky high. So pretty much been working
Non-stop.
7 days a week,
Which
And-
made not seeing you not as hard because you were so busy. And like, we really don't see you guys as much. So it didn't make it as weird for me, at least.
I think the hardest part for me was the, what do I want to say, lack of flexibility.
Yeah.
In everything. Hey, gosh, we need just one thing. Let's run to the store. And then you're like, well, I don't really want to do that. And I don't want to do an order for just one thing. And then, of course, the lack of routine is not my favorite thing in the world.
We struggle, I think, because we talk obviously every day anyway. So it was this past month of April was the most depressing
It was challenging and
challenging experience I've ever faced, I think.
Yeah, me too.
But it was also like a good thing.
The waves of emotion were just, we learned finally that you could feel great in the morning and 2 hours later feel like crap and then maybe feel great again or, and we've even said, hey, I'm feeling great today. Now, I'm not expecting it to go south, but the way it's just.
Every hour it changes. And I think we're starting to kind of get over the hump of that a little bit. Yeah. It's still there. It's lingering. But, I think we're not as... April was weird. I mean, there's just no other words for it. April was a weird month. So we are in a new month. And we had exciting news that we shared with everybody a couple days ago. How are you feeling about that?
Well, you can tell them my reaction when you told me.
She cried. Obviously. I mean, naturally. It happened so fast. It feels like it kind of happened.
It kind of means it was meant to. Do you want to say what it is in case anybody doesn't know what
you guys don't know what I'm talking about, John.
I'd be thinking you're having a baby.
Oh no, and I think a lot of people thought we were having a baby, so I tried to get out with the news as quickly as possible because we tell our patrons and our YouTube members, usually they know big news the day before, just kind of as like a perk. Obviously you guys will always know everything because we share everything, but I had to say immediately, we're not pregnant, we're not having a baby. Ella is going to a private school that is ABA-based learning, K through 12. So she's going to be going to private school and starting like academics, full-on academics.
In the new school year, whatever that means.
August. So, I mean, some people are talking January 2021, so
But then I heard somebody say something about some schools may start in like July to make up for what they missed.
Well, they have a summer camp in July.
Her school.
At her new school. So if that goes well, then we will do that. So she would be starting technically in July and then rolling into the new academic school year. That's camp though. It's not the same.
Right.
But Camp I'm Special is canceled, so that's a huge
Are
stinker.
all SFA events canceled?
I don't know.
Pop and I were talking about that.
I hope we at least get one.
I know. Boy, and it's going to be mobbed. Because everybody's going to try to get to that one.
I know.
As you can see, I'm repping my...
And so is Pop. You guys are both wearing your Surfers for Autism
Oh, we didn't dress together. So.
I know. Well, he always wears his Surfers for Autism stuff. But how are you feeling about the whole private school deal?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You know, like I told you when we talked about it, happy for her. Let's leave that as one subject. But happy for you and John that you'll have that experience of shopping for school clothes.
Yeah.
You know, getting a backpack. You know, going to school. You
Because
know,
she has
and
like,
fighting over homework and you know the normal kind of things. And even for your father and I, feeling like, you know, Grandparents' Day. You know, where they have like come have breakfast with your grandparents, or can we be like room parents? You know, I mean that.
There's just a lot of opportunities because it's not clinical ABA. It's school.
Right. And I don't have my hopes set too high to where, like, if they say no, you know, room mothers, whatever they call them now, room parents, it would be too distracting for the kid. We get all that.
Yeah.
We're far enough into the journey to understand. I'm not expecting it to be a magic wand and it's like, you know,
all of your
neurotypical public school assemblies and, you know, that kind of stuff.
I think they're really trying to make it that way, which I think is super cool. And my main exciting thing about it is like they were very clear they're going to teach Ella on her terms, not on her terms, but like teach her to her abilities. So like if she is really great in 4th grade reading, she'll do 4th grade reading and 2nd grade math and
almost kind of Montessori.
Very much so, which is exciting because I think it'll really
because Ella and other kids should fit into a box, try to be crammed into a box, but particularly kids on the spectrum. And knowing Ella, her interests are so wide ranging, her intelligence is so wide ranging, her sense of mischief, and you know, stubborn. I mean, she's an amazing person, so I can't wait to see
where she flourishes.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'll be sad to see her struggle with, you know, like we all do, whatever your topic is, or whatever that you struggle with. But it'll be good to see her push through that. I
think it'll be definitely a huge life change because it is so out of the norm. I think she's gotten so used to BASS and so used to like ABA even that she knows how to get through the motions so that she can just keep it moving and do what she wants to do. So Which is another reason that this will be good. This will rock her world. It will. Because Ella's very, like, she can adapt pretty much anywhere, but it just irritates her. So I think it's going to be very irritating for her at first. And I need to, like, really convey that to them as well. It's like, Ella's going to fight you. Not like physically, she's not like that, but like stubborn, very. So it's going to be. But all those times of even when I pick her up from school, I want to go to children's school. I see a school bus. I want to go to children's school. Is what she called it. It's heartbreaking to hear her say that. You're like, oh, honey. I know. And how hard is it for us to be like, well, you can't. And then it's like you're different. It's just maybe that's how you can sell it to her because she's just going to be annoyed to have to go anywhere again. It's like, you know. No, she's home now, and like even bringing up children's school, she's kind of like, I'm home. Like, what are you talking about? I don't want to, like, don't even talk about it. Like, no school is better than any school right now for her. It's Thursday. It's the weekend. Yeah. So we will have some battles to fight through. Hey, that's what parents. Not like you know, because I was such a stellar student. I always wanted to go to school. Up early, doing your homework before school. I don't have any memories of doing homework, if that makes you feel any better. None. I didn't do it. I mean, I just didn't. Sometimes I did. Like I liked projects. I didn't like homework. We did projects together. I loved projects. Yeah. Like we had some killer projects. Yeah, my senior project is what helped me graduate. Oh, that was about your bone tumor, right? No, that was in college. I did. What was your senior project? I had to get my CDA, but I had to make that huge binder, and like you had to pick a topic on like in school something. I don't remember. I have to find it. It's upstairs. Do they still do senior projects? I have no idea. I think so. Maybe. We didn't do them. Who? No. I mean, you live.
It'll be interesting with projects. It'll just all be exciting.
Yeah.
You know, with Ella, and hopefully they'll do as they grow the things that like maybe science fairs and social study fairs. And, you know, the book
fair.
Book fair. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think everybody's
and we're excited to get involved. We're going to be those people. You selling a t-shirt, we'll buy a dozen.
Yeah, Mom. And we're very, like, I'm a PTA mom in my core. I truly am. Like, if I'm on board with something, I'm all in. And I will be a part of everything. And so are you. I think that's just, like, John and I are prepared to, like, do car washes on the side of the road.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we are ready for that. So I'm super excited. I think it's going to change everybody's life. And I think we also need to be prepared for it to be harder than...
Oh, yeah.
And not, like... book fairs and science fairs.
Bass was hard in the beginning.
Bass was really difficult in the beginning, but that was because it was an adjustment. So it could very well be the same thing. But the beauty of that's the beauty is we don't have to do this in the public school system, because I actually cut this out of the video with John and I talking the other day, because we talked a lot about a lot of different things. But we were in the process of trying to get Ella into public school with the IEP through Child Find so she could get the McKay scholarship and hopefully end up at JSA. So we were already taking the steps to like get to like the final result, but that would have taken 3 more years, maybe 2.5 years, because she has to do a full year to get the McKay, and even then where she'd fall on the matrix might not give enough money to really cover tuition. So it was very like stressful. And
which I'm sorry for how hard and stressful it is. Like when I, call
you went through way more than I ever went through as far as me being a kid in school. So I'm sorry that it's so stressful.
I wouldn't say that. I think it's way harder for you. Because, when I call you and say, oh, you got mail from such and such, you're always having to worry about insurance and benefits. And
I know.
I didn't have to worry about that. I had you covered under my insurance on my job, and that was it. You know, I didn't have to. I did fight for you a lot in school, though.
Yeah, you did. I was about to say, like, how many
now that I think about it, we did have a lot of meetings with guidance counselors and notebooks.
You went through hell with me. I haven't had to go through that with Ellen.
I guess I don't think of it the same way.
It's because I think you still hold on to, like, it's harder for me and, like, oh, like, because I'm your kid. Yeah. I'm your kid. So me doing anything that's going to struggle, you're going to be like, oh, that's not what I want for you. Yeah. But ultimately... every parent is going to struggle.
Right. And that's what I struggle with you, and you have what you struggle with Ella.
Yeah. And
I doubt you'll have the same.
I don't know. She's a lot like me in a lot of ways. So I see a lot of myself in her when she's very stubborn and it's her way or no way, and very, she has that from both her father and I. So it's both of us, but I think it's going to be,
I know it's going to be great.
It's going to be great ultimately, but
it's like an answer to a prayer we weren't praying for.
Yeah. Well, we were praying for, but we just didn't think it would happen. Like, John and I have been doing...
Because it seemingly came out of nowhere.
It really did, because we were working towards something totally different. I mean, we've been saving money and, like, working with financial people. I mean, we've been really working towards that goal, and it just was so far away, especially with, like, the recession happening right now, and, like, it was very hard to think about. And that's why we're going the public school route, so we could just get it over with and, like, not prolong it and see how that would go. And that adjustment would have been...
Glad we're skipping that step.
Yeah, no kidding. Can you imagine getting her out of 40 hours a week of clinical ABA therapy and putting her into a public school program with an IEP and 1 aide in a class full of neurotypical kids, maybe, or she'd be in a wholly different side of the building. Like, we don't really know where she would end up because of...
I don't think she'd flourish.
Whatever day she'd go in for her... whatever they do in the evaluation, she could end up one place or she could end up in another. It depends on her mood. So it could have gone either way. So I'm really glad we avoided that with all of this.
I'm excited.
I'm really super excited. We just have to figure out the logistics, obviously, of like tuition and stuff, but I think that's going to work itself out.
We can make that happen.
We're not... John and I want to make it happen.
I know, but I mean, it's not going to happen if
I know. And that's how we feel too. I kind of have always gone into things like just thinking, well, like John's car payment. Remember back when I first started YouTube, I didn't even make money, and I was like, well, I'll figure out a way to pay for the car payment. He needed a car, so we just like did it. You know what I mean?
I admire that about you.
I just go YOLO.
You're my hero.
I just go YOLO, and sometimes it works.
What would Lauren do?
Just do it and figure it out later. That's kind of my thoughts of life.
But this can be so fun. Take her, we can all, again, even like we did with Bass, but this is even better. You know, take her to school or pick her up from school.
It's
you know,
very close.
Bass had, what do I want to say? Like the rules. You know, like you didn't get to interact with other parents and very much, or the other kids. Like,
well, because
we've called it school for so long, but it wasn't school, so it didn't.
It was therapy. You know, it's clinical ABA therapy. I mean, they do a really great job with like the presentation of it all and having the big classroom open space and doing morning circle time and stuff like that, which is a blessing and is going to help out a lot transitioning to school, which is the whole point of her doing that for so long. So they've been working on it at ABA.
I think she's ready.
I think she's more than ready. She's been ready. We weren't ready to like move forward. So
probably that's a good statement for everything with Ella. She's probably ready for everything before we're ready for it for her.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Oh. One day that kid may or may not just open up and tell us everything.
She already kind of is. It's scary. She said something to me this morning. It was a bad word, and I was like, and she just like looks at me, and I'm like, you've heard that before. And like my tone, you know what I mean?
Oh,
just like, I'm like, wow. Every kid or person on the spectrum, you have to really, it's easy to forget or not think about her not hearing us saying everything, but she hears everything.
Oh, yeah. And we said something yesterday. I don't remember what it was. It had nothing, I don't know. How long is a rainbow? I don't know, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And she repeated it back. And Papa and I looked at each other and said, oh, she stored that away. She'll use that line. So, you know, you feel like everything, particularly if she hears you say something, she's not heard it phrased that way before, a word she doesn't know. What did he say to her in the pool one day? Trapeze. He was holding her on his arm and it was trapeze. So she had to say it 2 or 3 times to understand. And you feel like she's like, putting that back here for when I need to pull out trapeze.
Yep.
You know, and she'll just like a year from now randomly say something about a trapeze and you're like, yep. Yeah. She pulled that index card out of her brain.
She heard the way I honestly, because when obviously I'm just talking at this point. Oh, it's only been 15 minutes. Great for us. Ella didn't have no.
Oh, okay.
But Ella didn't have a full evaluation done when she got her diagnosis.
No.
We did a survey with the neurologist, and 10 minutes later he's like, yeah, she's got autism. I'm like, well, what is it? Is it high functioning? It's high functioning, right? It was like, yeah, sure, you know, whatevs. And like we walked out and that was her diagnosis. I would really like to get like the full workup of a full evaluation, see where she is on the spectrum, like where she like struggles, where she thrives, like how her brain really works would be super interesting to me, because I feel like her brain works in a way I've never seen before.
Who does that?
I don't know.
I bet this new school can help you figure that out.
Yeah, and I'm sure I could figure it out like through doctor's offices. I'm sure like a psychologist, a child psychologist, and something. There's ways, because people do it all the time. It just felt so easy to get her diagnosis back then, as opposed to now. People are like, well, he's a number 2, and I'm like, Ella didn't get a number. I don't know what that means. It's different.
Well, how many times did your pediatrician tell you over and over again, don't worry, she'll find her voice. It's nothing, you push, you push, you push. You know, fight, fight, fight.
Yeah.
Start a little bit of therapy. What was it, occupational?
Speech. We started with speech, and she was like, oh.
And then you go to the neurologist, and it's like, boom, she has autism.
Yeah. I know. He was like, my doctor literally said, stop Googling to me several times, because I knew something was not right. But, you know, it is what it is. I think everything has worked out perfectly in its time, and it might have been hard throughout the seasons of life to get where we are, but I feel like I wouldn't change any of that. Other than I really want to know how Ella's brain works. I want to see where she is, like, IQ. Because I think everybody's like, my kid is so smart, and the way her brain works is amazing. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think she's brilliant.
I think she is too, but I want to see, like, I wish I could peek into her head and see what goes on in there. Can you imagine?
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I bet it's pretty busy.
It's very busy.
Which is probably why she has trouble sleeping and, you know, that sort of thing. And it's probably why electronic stimulation is so good to her, because it's almost like the reverse. Like so much stimulation in her brain, so much electronic stimulation. Just stimming.
It just gives her
throws a blanket over the anxiety.
It really does, and she really does love to make videos. That's like her thing, and film them and watch them and change audio on them and stuff. Like she's just...
You should be a filmmaker making Pixar movies, or she likes weather. We think maybe she'll be a NASA meteorologist.
It changes every week what she's like into.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I just look at Jen and I'm like, Jen is brilliant and just so talented and gifted. And as long as Ella finds something that she like loves, like Jen loves music, I think whatever it is, she'll thrive in it for sure. All right.
No, super excited.
Yeah, me too.
Got the band back together.
Got the band back
together.
together.
Kids going to school.
Kids going to school. Life is good.
Yeah.
It's going to be better.
Life is good.
Life is good.
We're healthy.
Yep.
Hope you're all healthy.
Yep.
And wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Cover your face if that works for you.
Do what works for you.
I saw a great thing the other day about, pretty much be kind no matter what. You know, you're going to see people that are wearing masks everywhere. You might think that's ridiculous. Just be kind. You might not want to still leave your house. Cool. Just do what works for you.
That's how I feel too. Just be safe and wash your hands and be courteous with others.
I don't know if we touched our faces. I think we did all right.
I think we did. Sitting like this helps. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us and doing this whole podcast thing again. It was fun.
Yeah, give us comments. Tell us what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
And we talk about it.
We talk about it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Peace out. Also, make sure if you're listening on Anchor, you guys can send in voice memos whenever you want. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, anywhere else.
Still blows my mind that we're on Apple.
I know.
Because that's where I get my podcasts. I'm like, oh,
we're podcasters.
Podcasters.
Just, send us a voice memo anytime. And we'll catch you in the next episode.
See you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, friends. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Oh, you still there? Hi.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. We need a tagline, like for...
Somebody made me music. I gotta find that.